chance. Well, folks, welcome back to the channel. And what a glorious morning it is. So it's a Sunday morning here, and I've just decided to come out again to the local woodland, just more or less for a bit of a mooch this time. I'm not really intending on doing anything extravagant. I actually wanted to set myself a bit of a challenge for today, and the challenge was basically just to fit everything that I needed into this. So what I'm really looking for today is just to do a real basic minimalist cook setup. So I wanted to try and see if I could just pack everything that I needed into this, and really just get rid of all the luxury items. So no chairs, no tarps, nothing like that. The only thing I would really call luxury out of all these items would probably just be the wee tinder box that I brought with me. And to be honest, I'm actually quite glad I did bring it with me, because there is quite a bit of wind out here today. Ideally, what I really was looking to do was to dig a hole and just actually make a fire in the ground, and cook on that. So, you know, again, it would just be very basic, and no need for any, well, I ideally didn't want to have a stove, but I'm kind of glad I brought it with me anyway, just as a backup. But I really just wanted to dig a hole in the ground and see if I could get away with just building the fire. Now, I'm trying to work out what way the wind's coming. I think it's probably coming this direction here. So even if I was able to find somewhere that gave me a decent bit of shelter, I could get away with digging a hole in the ground and building the fire that way. Last thing I really want is for the smoke to blow out onto the main path, and then, you know, somebody calls the fire brigade or something, or the forestry service, you know. Obviously I'll be as safe as possible and make sure there's no way of it spreading, and that the fire will be completely out before I go. So yeah, so on the menu today we have got chicken gyros, if that's how you pronounce it. I do apologize to any Greeks that might be watching. Gyros. But basically it's chicken, marinated chicken, and I'm going to attempt to make my own flatbreads, which I'm sure will be fun. I pre-planned all of this, so last night me and the missus kind of set everything up and cut all the chicken and seasoned it. But I will be making the flatbreads from scratch here today, so I'm going to post the sort of ingredients up here in the corner. Again, this is just very basic. I have really just winged this, so I know that a lot of the recipes, you know, there will be other things needed to add to this, so I'm just hoping that what I've done will be okay. Now, again, I am a bit conscious about this wind, so it might be a struggle to get the fire lit, but we'll see how we get on. So in typical fashion, what we'll do first is we'll get a wee cup of tea on, you know, given all this hard work that I've done. Yeah, I'm a wee bit bummed out, I'll be honest, about the I'm a wee bit bummed out about the wind. Got my secret weapon with me, Nando's sauce. I'm a wee bit bummed out about this wind. I really didn't expect it to be so windy, but it's causing a bit of an issue. To be honest, it's hard to determine the direction. You know, I feel now that I'm behind this tree that I am being slightly sheltered, which is good. But again, I need to be very careful in terms of lighting a fire, so it could potentially be a mission for the tinderbox again. I really did want to just build a normal fire, you know, just for a bit of a change. I'll still cut down some, well, not cut down, but I'll cut some bits of wood here that are kicking about, and use them for the tinderbox. And I've brought a couple of bits of kindling again just to get me going. It's handy enough because I have it kicking about in the garage, so it's no big deal just bringing it with me. So, but yeah, first things first, we'll get a brew on, and then I'll just go ahead with getting the tinderbox set up. At least with the tinderbox, you know, I've not got that worry of the fire spreading because I've got it elevated and it's in the tinderbox, and I brought the windshield with me too for that. So, you know, I'm giving myself that extra bit of security. So let's hope it pans out anyway. I mean, it's still nice to get out. Like I always say, any excuse just to get out and enjoy the fresh air and nice weather. So, right, let's bring you closer as per usual. Okay, time to get this brew on. So, as per usual, I've got the alcohol with me. They're filled up. You see, kind of a wee bit off level here again, which doesn't help things, but right. See if we can get it lit again. These matches were damp on the last camp I had, so I'm hoping they've dried out a wee bit. Yeah. We are lit. Excelente. It might be time for us to drop in the wee tea bag. Let's get her going. Plop. Tea's almost brewed there, guys. The last of the alcohol's just burning out there as well. It really is class being out. I love it. See, just coming out like this Sunday morning, rather than waking up with a stinking hangover, just, you know, waking up fresh, just packing a small bag of things and just coming out into the woods and just enjoying it, just taking it all in, breathing it all in. It's just, yeah, really is the ticket. So the wind's kind of calmed down a wee bit, but I'm still a wee bit conscious about it. So, I mean, ideally this video was to be a minimalist setup, you know, where if you were in a situation where you could get out, you could just build yourself a quick fire in the ground. I was going to dig a hole and do it that way. But I think given the fact that the wind is a wee bit unpredictable, I will use a tinderbox again for this. Now, I'm going to put I'll put an image here or a link in the description of this particular one from One Tigress. It's like £30, I think. So if I could recommend one thing, if you want to get it, is get one of them, because if you're a wee bit unsure about lighting fires on the ground, and you're a wee bit conscious about them spreading or anything like that, then get yourself one of them tinder boxes, because at least that way you're reducing any risk of it spreading, because it's all contained within that one tinder box and that one metal container. And even if you didn't have something like I have here, which is a stump of wood, you could still clear a bit of ground, dig down an inch or two, you know, in a circle, and then just have your tinder box in the middle and use it that way. And they're absolutely perfect for keeping one person warm. Just as a quick, you know, quick stop off, get the tinder box out, gather up a few wee bits of sticks. That's another thing. You don't need to go cutting down massive branches or anything like that. Just small wee sticks that are lying, kicking about the ground. You can use them to get yourself going. Just get yourself one of them fire steels and, you know, one of the fire lighters as well. Ideally, you know, you want the little wooden ones, the wee wooden rolls, because I think they're more environmentally friendly. So get yourself some of them. Get yourself set up, yeah, and you're good to go. Bring yourself out a cup of tea, sandwich, whatever. Yeah, awesome. Don't know how much you can hear of that tree over there, but it's making some seriously strange sounds. You'd almost think it was an animal the way it's rubbing against. There's one that's kind of nearly fallen over there, so it's kind of landed on another tree and it's sort of rubbing against it and making some really unusual spooky sounds. Probably way too much sugar. Alright guys, so first things first is we're going to make an attempt at this flatbread here. So I have equal parts flour and natural yogurt. So what I'm going to do is just mix them both together. Now, according to everywhere, this can be a very messy process, so I have brought some wet wipes with me as well. Right, let's get the flour in first. Now, I'm going to keep a tiny bit of flour over just so that I can flour the chopping board. Okay, let me just get a spin here. Again, this is probably going to be super messy. So I think I'm going to have to go in with the hands. Feel like I might need a wee bit more yogurt. Very difficult process. Right, let's see if I can get it all together. I feel like at this point I've got more on my hands than I do anywhere else. Apparently we just leave that for a bit just to knead. So I'm just going to set that off to the side there. Okay, so next up, going to get the stove out. Make a start on cooking the flatbreads. I need to get them rolled out as well, so let's get this out. Get our windshield up as well. So I think at this point we'll gather up some sticks. Some of that's quite damp, but we do have some dry bits. That's the beauty of this. We're not going to be stuck for any tinder. Plenty of it kicking around. And it's all semi-dry too, so as I say, I have a couple of sticks of kindling there to get me going if need be. But it's all this type of stuff here you need. That's a good job. Let's see if we get any success here. So I want to be able to get this pushed in there, so I can't even begin to tell you the issues I've been having trying to get this fire lit. It's just not taking whatsoever. The wind just took a sudden change of direction on me, so I had to shift the whole thing behind this tree, and even then for some reason I just cannot get this to catch. It's just been an absolute nightmare. So must have been at this for about an hour. So I'm going to keep trying and hope for the best, but if I can't get this going, then unfortunately it's just going to be a bit of a fail today. And yeah, what a bummer. I was really looking forward to doing these flatbreads, considering I've made up the dough and everything. Yeah, don't know. I'll keep you posted. We are go. I did kind of cheat though. I used the alcohol that I used for my stove. I poured a wee bit onto that, lit it, and the whole thing just went up within seconds. So yeah, needs must, I'm afraid. Right, so let's get on with trying to roll out this dough. We'll see how we get on here. Just gonna have to continuously feed this stove. Okay. Right, let's put down a bit of flour. I know you are supposed to roll this out, but I actually don't have a rolling pin with me, so just have to use the old hands. Seems to be doing the trick for now. Again, I am cheating. I'm using some of the kindling that I brought with me, but if it works for now to get this done, then happy days. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this into 2 bits. And then hopefully that should allow me to get 2 flatbreads. I hope anyway. A bit of twig in there. Oop. Okay, right, let's get the frying pan on. Just placed a wee bit of butter inside it here, just to see how that goes. I've took away the windshield here just to see how I get on. I can also already see them flames sort of going. It's hard to tell whether it's ready or not. It's cooking very quickly, but it's looking good. Right, I'm gonna go with that. That's one down. See how that goes. Okay, so we've went ahead with number 2 here. Number 2 flatbread, so it's looking slightly better. I think just the overall intense heat the first time around was just too much, I think, so, but still to do the chicken yet, so I think I'm gonna go with that, guys. To me, that doesn't look too bad at all. I just hope it's not too doughy on the inside. So next up, we're gonna get the chicken fired on. Right, so that's the chicken on now, guys. Wee bit concerned, I just don't want it to cook too quickly. And with this type of chicken, because it's marinated, it's very difficult to tell if it's cooked or not, so need to make sure I don't give myself food poison. The last thing I want. Just a wee top down view, guys, just to show you how it's coming along there. So just cooking the chicken here at the minute, and just fearing for my life that yeah, I'm not going to poison myself. Okay, so pre-made up some salad. So it's just basically lettuce, a bit of cheese, peppers, some honey mustard, and cucumbers. I think that might be it. So just going to add that to the flatbreads now. Okay, so that's the chicken done there. Now, say a prayer for me that this is cooked. I did have it on there for quite a long time. It's a bit of a hash here, the way I'm putting this on, but I will attempt to roll it up. Okay. Just to finish it off, add a wee bit of salt. And of course, some Nando's. So there you have it. Gyros, definitely not authentic. Okay, right. I won't lie. That was incredibly difficult. That was one of the hardest meals I made, let alone being outdoors trying to make it. But I just couldn't get the fire lit for the longest time, and I almost gave up. Right, here we go. Do you know what? That's actually great. Oh, incredibly messy, but great. I think I did panic there for a second because the bit end of the chicken seen a bit of pink, but the problem is it was left overnight marinating and the sauce itself was pink, so I can't tell the difference. But in fairness, I had it in that pan for solid 20 minutes or something. So if it's not cooked through, I don't know. But I'll tell you what though, that's actually so tasty. The flatbreads themselves turned out amazing. Now the chicken's slightly dry, but that's understandable because given that like I say, the marinade's pink, I'm cooking outdoors. The last thing I want to do is undercook it, so I'd rather overcook it than undercook it. But that in no way takes away any flavour. I'm so incredibly chuffed with those flatbreads. So easy, so easy. Just literally yogurt and flour. So I'm gonna enjoy this, and I hope to God you haven't heard too much of my crunch in there. But yeah, gonna enjoy this, and then I'll bring you back after. Well, guys, there you have it. Another wee micro adventure finished. That's me all read up there. I've cleared everything away now. So yeah, what an experience that was. Coming close to quitting, and then just at the very end managing to get the fire going, and thankfully got the food cooked that I really wanted to cook, and it turned out really nice, bar the chicken being maybe a wee bit overdone. But again, I'd rather that than undercooked. But it was really tasty, and the flatbreads were a real success. So that's something that I'll definitely keep for next time and attempt that one again. So if you can, subscribe, and yeah, tune in for the next one. Thank you so much. I hope you are all keeping well. Take care.